I came to the decision to do the DEKA Ultra. So the first year was last year, I think, and a few people from the gym did it. But I had already signed up for like DEKA Fit solo and stuff, and I thought there's no way I could do that the next day after doing all that. I remember Dale saying like, "Oh no, you should do it," and I didn't. So when the sign up came up for this one, I just didn't even think about it and just signed up.
I remember reading about it online when they were advertising. I said, "That's insane." I said, "It can't be that long, right?" Like I said, it can't be 50 zones and 50K or whatever it was, or 25K. So, and then I heard Alden did it, and then actually what convinced me was last year at Ocala at the World Championships, I saw it just like you said. I saw Dale doing it and somebody else, and they were interviewing people, and then I saw this 70-year-old guy doing it. I said, I'm doing that next time. And I had done so many strongs, fits, and miles. I go, I want to just try something new. So I kind of like Robyn, I just signed up and said I'm going to do it.
So we were actually just talking off camera, and for me, I tend to lean into the things that I hate the most, and for me that's running. So I tend to do better in like the DEKA strongs and maybe even the mile, because I feel like it gives me a little bit of a break. Anything over that distance I really have a tough time with, and so I thought, what better way to tackle that fear than to sign up for the Ultra. It was probably my toughest training schedule. There was actually a lot of long duration stuff, especially with the running. As much as you don't want to do it, and as much as you think, well, it's only 500 meters at a time, it adds up. And trust me, if you don't know how your body, your hip flexors, your knees, your hamstrings, your quads, if you don't know how they feel at the end of 3 miles, 6 miles, 8 miles, you're gonna be very surprised when you get into it. So I did a lot of longer steady state runs. I did a 3-hour DEKA Fit. What was that? Can't be a name on, but I did 3 of those in 3 hours. So I did a lot of more longer training.
I really enjoyed it. Like I've never done something that was that long. I think the longest, like even like run I've done maybe under 2 hours. So doing something for 4+ hours, I feel like I kind of just like found my like flow state kind of, and I was just going through it, and I actually really liked it, which sounds kind of crazy, I feel like.
Yeah, I like the experience too. It was fun that you and I and Brittany started together.
Yeah.
And right at the start, I had a goal. I said, you know what, I want to make sure that I finish in less than 5 hours. And then my secondary goal was to make sure that I was starting my last zone on my last lap before Robyn actually finished the race.
Right after I think we talked about it, and we're like, yeah, no, I'm good. But now that it's been a while, maybe, yeah. Because again, I really did enjoy the longer duration of it. I've never done something like that, like I said, so yeah, we'll see, maybe, stay tuned.
I'm a solid maybe as well, I would say. I think I have to get my knees and my running distance in better line, and I would feel better about it. Because if I did it again, I would want to beat my performance in the first time, so.
Afterwards, I said no, but now I think I'm a yes. I think I would absolutely do it again. I think there were areas that I slowed down in that I didn't anticipate. I trained for the things that I knew were gonna happen. There's always those things that you don't anticipate. The lunges were by far the worst station. So I think there's just so much room for improvement. I think I have new goals for myself, so I'd for sure do it again.
I would say jump into it and do it. Because you know what's different about this race as opposed to like a fit or a strong or a mile is you got to have the mentality to go in and pace yourself. Because if you get yourself out of breath, you want to avoid that. You want to maintain a good solid pace. that you can stay at for the whole race. And so for me, it took a lot of the pressure off. Like I was not worried about getting out of breath because I said, I just have to pace myself. And from that standpoint, it was fine. It was a good race. Like everything we do at Live here, you know, just feeds right into that.
Like accomplishing something like that, I feel like it just makes you feel like so proud of yourself and so.
It's a great feeling of accomplishment.
Yes, a
right?
feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just have fun. Like you don't have to run the whole thing. Like there's people walking. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
And
like,
you can stop. And
yeah, you stop. You have your fuel. Like just like more like enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Just do it. When it came out, I had seen some folks from the gym do it last year. And, you know, like some of the others had said, you know, once you see people of all shapes, sizes, age, you know, adaptabilities, right? You kind of think, well, there really is no excuse other than my mind, right? And so to tackle that mental game, I think is probably one of the hardest part of any of these races. And so getting into that deep water is so hard. So, you know, when it comes out, just sign up for it and, you know, just do it.